To India, where Hindus and Muslims are locked in a series of lawsuits over a mosque located in one of the country's most sacred cities. Ishan Garg takes us to Varanasi, located on the Ganges River, to speak to those in the middle of this fight over the Gyanvapi Mosque.
For millions of Hindus, this city is the beating heart of their culture and religion. Many believe that taking a dip in the holy river Ganga will absolve them of their sins, and praying in these centuries-old temples will cleanse their souls. And that's why this city is seen as the spiritual capital of Hinduism.
Varanasi is home to one of India's most culturally significant temples, Kashi Vishwanath. It now finds itself in the middle of a heated debate and in a complex web of legal battles. Behind this 244-year-old temple's newly constructed periphery lies a mosque named Alamgir Masjid, but it's commonly known as the Gyanvapi Mosque after the surrounding area. No cameras are allowed inside, and local police routinely guard the perimeter. Hindu groups claim this mosque was built on the site of a temple that was razed by Mughal ruler Aurangzeb, whom many see as a religious fanatic. And they believe the older temple stood just meters from where the current Kashi Vishwanath temple is. I put this to a local scholar on cultural landscape and heritage studies.
तो उसको अब जरा स्पेकुलेशन हम लोग कहते हैं इंग्लिश में, माने आप जो भी चीज़ें अवेलेबल हैं उसके आधार पर प्रेडिक्ट करके डिज़ाइन तैयार कीजिए जो उसमें सेट कर जाए. तो यह जो बना पोर्शन तो अब बन गया, होने लगा, ठीक है. उसके बाद 1669 में औरंगजेब के आड़े से गिरवा दिया गया.
Professor Singh says there's disagreement among historians about why the temple was destroyed. Still, many Hindus today view it as a proof of a Muslim ruler of the time oppressing Hindus then. Many, like Manju Vyas, believe it's a part of India's history that's been whitewashed until now.
तो औरंगजेबों ने अपने तलवारों की नोकों से हमारे मंदिरों को तोड़ा गया था, उसमें आकर के बस गए हो तो वो आपका नहीं.
Manju believes it's time to reclaim what's been forcibly taken. It's why she, along with 4 others, filed a petition seeking for Hindus be allowed to offer prayers inside the Gyanvapi Mosque, where she claims the remains of the temple are still visible. Manju is taking me to visit the other 4 petitioners. The 5 women say they are bound by faith, as well as the conviction that reclaiming the mosque site for a temple will correct a historical wrong.
का मतलब जो मुस्लिम भाई लोग अपना पक्ष रख रहे हैं कि ये ज्ञानवापी है, हमारा मस्जिद है, तो उनका तो मस्जिद है नहीं. हम लोग का ज्ञानवापी मंदिर है क्योंकि वहाँ सारे साक्ष्य हम लोग के पक्ष में है. इसीलिए हम लोग चाहते हैं कि वहाँ पे भव्य मंदिर बने और जो मुस्लिम भाई का उनका अलग हो जाए, हम लोग का पूरा मंदिर अलग हो जाए.
It's an idea that's been publicly supported by the governing Bharatiya Janata Party or the BJP and the man who represents their constituency, Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Some historians see it as a continuation of the same campaign that led to a new temple being inaugurated in Ayodhya this year, 3 decades after a Hindu group tore down the 16th century Mughal mosque that stood in its place. They had long claimed that it had been built by Emperor Babur after destroying a temple.
अयोध्या के बाद एक न्यू मूवमेंट आ गया कि अब हमें अपना अस्तित्व, जिसको हम कहते हैं कि कॉन्शसनेस फॉर आइडेंटिटी, माने अपने अस्तित्व के लिए एक मनोभाव जगा हिंदुओं में कि हमें चाहिए, और ये जागरण शुरू हो गया.
Muhammad Akhlaq's family has lived in this city for generations. He's representing the Muslim side in the Gyanvapi court case, arguing the mosque belongs to the generations who've offered prayers there and continue to want to do so today. Despite the religious and political connotations, the Muslim side argues the Gyanvapi case is first and foremost a land dispute.
हमारा प्लॉट है जिस पर ये मस्जिद एग्जिस्ट कर रही है और उसके डॉक्यूमेंट्स भी हैं.
Akhlaq argues the land on which the mosque stands was handed over to the Muslims during the British colonial rule, and now to claim it as a temple would be a violation of India's Places of Worship Act. The act was passed in 1991 when the Indian National Congress was in power, and it states that the nature of a place of worship as it existed when India achieved independence in 1947 cannot be changed, with the explicit exception of the site then under contention as the site of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya. As part of the legal proceedings, officials have submitted a report in the court that claims Hindu relics and iconography have been found in the basement of the mosque. The evidence is being examined by the court. The women petitioners say this is a sign that the history is being corrected and the right version of events is coming to the fore. But the jury is still out on whether there is such a thing as a correct version of history or if the real story exists in the grey.